Hi, I'm Marlowe Granados, and I'm the author of Happy Hour. I think especially coming out in the midst of the pandemic, I think that this novel really was giving people a lot of, a bit of a taste of adventure and escapism. And I think that people really felt like they could be in the world of these young women. And if they had never had these kinds of memories before, at least they could kind of live vicariously through these girls. And I think that we've been so starved for a lot of narratives about women who can just pursue fun and without any sort of consequence. And this is kind of like the Issa and Gala's primary goal is to always pursue as much as they can and have as much fun as possible. And I think that people really felt like that was something that they needed right now. So the novel is narrated by Issa Epley, and she's 21 years old. She has a bit of a mysterious international past, and I would describe her as a bit of a party girl, but also someone who really knows how to control a room, and she understands her place in it. And you follow her through these different small adventures in New York, and she has a very distinct voice that I would hope stays with readers for as long as possible. I think debut novels have a very specific kind of energy and voice, and they have this kind of magic that I feel like you can't find anywhere else. And I feel like the writer often has a kind of buildup of something that they want to tell the world. And it's also interesting because first novels are where the author finds their audience, and from there, people, however much they liked the first novel, I would hope that they would follow them through whatever else that they work on for the rest of their career. I would say to not be so worried about how it would be received. I feel like often what happens is people are slow to catch up with you if you feel like you have something that you really want to put out there. I think it's important to also be mindful of the writers who came before you, especially in this kind of lineage of who you write for, who you are, and who your audience is. I am always wary. I like to mix reading with my own reading with contemporary works, but also I rely heavily on kind of women writers from before, I would say. And just keep in mind that you can find inspiration from unlikely sources, and once you find a small thread and you just continue pulling it, it usually ends up with something that I think you'd be really proud of afterwards. So I like to usually mix my reading materials with nonfiction and poetry and then fiction, just because sometimes, depending on the day, right now I have Porn Carnival by Rachel Rabbit White here. And also, this is a really amazing book from the UK, Loped by Shola von Reinhold. And I have, this is one of my dear friends, Jameson Fitzpatrick, Pricks in the Tapestry, and Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments by Saidiya Hartman.